In this video lecture, we will be looking at a method called letter method or isLetter method in Java programming. isLetter method is used to check a specified char value. This method returns true if the passed character is really a character. So if it is a character, it's going to get a Boolean result of true, but if it is not a character, you're going to get a Boolean result false. So here we have 7 and letter U passed as argument to the method isLetter respectively. So let's go ahead and check the two and know what is going to be the output of this. So now go ahead and run this, and for the first one it returned false, and for the second one it returned true. You can see that. So let's go ahead and remove the 7 and put an A and run this again. Let's check it. So I've run this again and it returned true for both of them. So if you go ahead and change this to 9, this is A9, and run this again, it returned true and false. So this method helps us to check what the user actually put. Is the user putting the right thing there, or is he just making a mistake? So whenever you put the false method, the numeric method, isLetter is not going to accept it. When you put a numeric value and not a numeric method, when you put a numeric value, isLetter is not going to accept it. So this method helps a lot to check specified characters at every point in time. So I hope you really understood the specified character isLetter and known what it's doing. I believe that now that you can start using them in your programs, and you really appreciate it. So put it down on your laptop and play around with it. And in case if you have any problem, don't fail to box me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. Welcome back again to another video lecture on Java programming. In this video lecture, we will be looking at isDigit method. Okay, isDigit method is another type of method used under character in Java programming. So in this method, you'll be checking if the value that is being input as an argument is really a digit number or a alphabetic number or an alphabet. Did I say alphabetic number? Oh wow, I'm sorry. Okay, you know, when you are making a lecture, and sometimes you might be missing words. Okay, when you are trying to enter a value, if the value you entered is not a digit, this method will mark it as false. But when the value you entered is a digit, is going to give you a feedback that that is true. Yeah, you really put the right thing there. So let's go ahead and look at this example just very before us and see how they work. You can see that I pass argument 8 and A respectively into this method called isDigit method, so that I can be able to check them out and see the feedback, the output for both of them. Whether I'm going to get is true for both, or I'm going to get false for both, or false and true, or true and false. So let's go ahead and run this code right now and check it out. So isDigit method returned true for 8 and false for A because A is not a digit. Alright, go ahead and remove A and put 9 and come back here and run this again. You can see that I have true for both of them. because they are all digits. So go ahead and remove the 8 and put O and run this again. You can see that the O is false because it is not a digit. Alright, so the digit or is digit method helps us a lot to know when we are putting a numeric value or not. So this is similar to is letter method, in case you've checked it out before coming over here. So I believe that you are really going on and you are seeing more of things we are doing in Java. So this method is very useful in Java programming. So check it out and put this code down on your laptop and try many things out. In case you have any problem anywhere, don't fail to box me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you so much and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. Welcome back again to another video lecture on Java programming, and this time around we're looking at another method called is Whitespace Method. First of all, I know as a beginner, most of us don't know what white spaces are. In fact, today might be the first time some of us will be hearing the word white space in programming. And what I mean in programming, I mean not just in Java programming alone. In all the programming languages, white space exists. They exist when you use some escape characters, like moving to the next line, and when you are using space, some of these are known as white spaces. So here I have an A and I have a bracket with a space inside. So let's go ahead and know if this will dictate that one has something inside and one has nothing inside. So if the one that has nothing inside is the white space, it's going to give me feedback true, and otherwise it will return false. So let's go ahead and run this code and check it out. Okay, for the first one, we pass an argument A here under is white space, and you can see that it returned false because there is an A inside here. And for the second one is Whitespace method, this is empty, and remember it must be in a string value, and that is why both are in string values. So I have a white space here and it returns true and not false. So I believe that you've seen this, and if I go ahead and remove this A right here and run this code again, you can see that I have both to be true because there is white space in both of them. So this is all about white space. It is very easy. You can put this code down on your laptop and type along and check it out to make sure that everything is working out fine on your own end. And in case if you have any problem, please try to use the question and answer section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at another interesting method in Java programming known as is Uppercase. Okay, is Uppercase is a type of method that used to check if a character that is being assigned to anything in Java is in uppercase. So when you pass an argument and it is not in uppercase, it's going to give you a boring result of false. But when it is in uppercase, it will give you a boring result true. Okay, I have these two here, the lowercase a and the uppercase a, and let's use is uppercase method to check out and know if this is really in uppercase and which of them is really in uppercase. So anyone that returns false is not in uppercase, is in lowercase. So go ahead and come over here and run this. So for the first a, it is in lowercase, it is false. And for the second one, it is in uppercase, it is true. So let's go ahead and change this to B in uppercase. And let's change this to A in lowercase. So go ahead and run this. And you can see that B is returned true while A is returned false. So you can put any other number, let's say G in lowercase, and run this again. It still give you false. Okay, so I changed different number because if I should be working only with an A, most of us might feel like it is only A that is being determined here, but it is for all of them. So you've seen is uppercase method and how it works. So put it down on your laptop and check it out. In case if you have any problem, don't fail to box me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So you can always get in touch with me by putting your questions on the question and answer sections, and I'm going to respond as soon as possible. So see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at is lowercase method in Java programming. Is lowercase method is another type of method we use under characters in Java programming to check if a character is in uppercase or in lowercase. If it is in lowercase, it is going to return a boolean output, and that will be true. And if it is in uppercase, the boolean result is going to be false. So its lowercase method is applicable only to lowercase values to check if they are really in lowercase. So this is used in Java programming, and I believe that by the end of this class you start using it. But before then, let's go ahead and run this code very before us to make sure that we understand what is really happening here. So let's go ahead and click on run, and for the first one is in lowercase, it is true, and for the second one is in uppercase, it is lie, and that is false. Yeah, it can be a lie, it is false. Yeah, so let's go ahead and change this A to T, and I'm going to change this to lowercase e and run this code again. So the first one gave me a false and the second one gave me a true. So you can see that this really checks and know the one that is lowercase or uppercase. So you can play around with it and check it out by putting down this code on your laptop and trying out some other things. And in case if you have any question or any problem along the way, try to use the question and answer sections and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at another type of method called ToUppercase method in Java programming. Previously, we looked at a method called isUppercase method, and here we are looking at ToUppercase method and not ToUpper method. Yeah, so ToUppercase method helps us to convert lowercase methods, lowercase values to uppercase and not lowercase methods. So when you have some characters that are in lowercase, you use ToUppercase method to convert them to uppercase. So the uppercase method will always help us to convert lowercase methods to uppercases, and that is what we are going to do here. So we have this example just very before us, and one has a lowercase as an argument, another one has an uppercase as an argument. So go ahead and run this and both will be in uppercase. So here I have A and both are in uppercase right now. Because I am using ToUppercase method, that is why it changed everything to uppercase. So you've seen the importance of using to uppercase. I believe that from henceforth you begin to use it in your Java programming because it's very interesting and it's very amazing. So this is all about to uppercase method in Java programming. Try to put it down on your laptop and check it out. In case you have any problem, don't fail to box me and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you very much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at another method in Java programming called ToLowercase Method. ToLowercase method in Java programming helps us to convert the uppercase arguments to lowercase values. So this is going to convert any argument that is being passed to it which is not in lowercase. It will convert it to lowercase. So here is an example. I have two arguments and one is lowercase and the other is in uppercase, and these are passed to lowercase methods. So let's go ahead and run these two code and run the code to see what it will give us. Go ahead and run this, and you can see that my result, I have A and A in lower cases. So you can see that this converted anything that is in uppercase, it will convert it to lowercase. So it's just very simple. You put it down on your laptop and you play around with it so you can be able to master it as we move over. And in case if you have any question, please use the question and answer section and I'm going to get back to you. So thank you very much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at string buffer append method. String buffer classes are used when there is necessity to create a lot of modification to strings of characters. So when you use string buffer, we're going to look at many of these buffers, but in this particular lecture we're looking at the append method. So the append method is where we're going to focus our mind. Then in the following lectures we go ahead and look at other methods in string buffer. So this method append helps us to update the value of the object that invoked the method, and this method can take boolean, int, long, string, char, float, and so on, other types of primitive data types. So these are the types of primitive data types it can take. We have like string append for boolean, append for char, append for double, append for float, append for string, append for object, and so on. And in append method, we go ahead and create a new constructor with the word new. So you can see that I have SB. I created a new constructor, and using sb.append, I can be able to join together the words that I want to join. Using system.out.println, I'll go ahead and display whatever I want to display to the user. So we want to display this lecture is all about buffer. Okay, I have this lecture is, and using the append method, I created the last end words there, which are all about buffer. So using the append, I can be able to join these two together. You can only do this by creating new constructors. That is how you can be able to do that, and that is what we just did right now. If we go ahead and execute this code, we are going to get this lecture is all about buffer joined together. So let's go ahead and run this code right now to be able to see it. Okay, down here you can see this lecture is all about buffer. This is possible with the use of string buffer append. This does not mean that it is only string buffer append that can be able to do this. In the following lectures coming up, we go ahead and look at other type of string buffer methods that can enable us to achieve same purpose. So you can go ahead and check this out and try it on your own. In case you are encountering any issue, please try to use the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we will be looking at string buffer reverse method. Okay, this method, it reverses the value of the string buffer object that invoke the method. Let's assume that we have something like okay, it's going to reverse it to KO. So you're going to create a new constructor, and that is what you can see on the screen. So creating a new constructor SB, I created a string buffer reverse using SB.reverse. So in this case, I have Java calls, and most of us will be expecting these Java calls to be displayed as Java calls, but with the use of string buffer method, this is going to reverse this because I have already assigned the value of Java calls to the new constructor SB, and this is going to reverse the way the Java calls is being spelled. So let's go ahead and run this code to see how it works. So running this code, you can see that it started from the back and it went from the right to the left. So this is how you reverse words using string buffer reverse method in Java programming. So I believe you understood what the reverse method is doing. So if I go ahead and change this Java calls to OK and click on run, I'm going to have KO. So you can see that I have KO. It will reverse direction of this and it will spell it backwards. So this is all about the string buffer reverse method in Java programming. So I believe that you understood it right now and you can play around with it. In case if you have any issue with this, please try to get back to me, and I'm going to get to you as soon as possible. And I hope that you are going to enjoy it. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at the buffer delete method. That is the string buffer delete method in Java programming. Alright, so we'll be looking at how to delete some strings of data in Java using string buffer delete method. It is possible to delete some words or some letters from your word in Java, but this can only be possible with the use of a method called delete method. So it is just very easy. It is all about creating a new constructor as we usually do in the string, and it's going to be .delete. Your new constructor can be anything. I've been using SB for this lecture, so you can go ahead and change it to anything you want. I have a word called programming here, and this string programming, I will delete the index number 4 and the index number 7 of the word programming. Let's go ahead and check it out. and the index number 4 is R, and the next one, when you want to count index, the first one P is 0 and R is 1, O is 2 and G is 3, R is 4. So let's go ahead and run this and see it and work out fine. Okay, you can see that it deleted an R and it also removed an M. So these are the index numbers that are removed. So if I want to remove the first one, I'll go ahead and put 0. And when I click on this, you can see it started from 0 and it removed to the last one. So you can see that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So let's put 4 here, and it's going to stop at the 4th index. So you can see that it started from 0, 1, 2, 3, and it started from the 4th index to display the remaining characters for you. So this is how you can be able to delete some characters from your string, and you leave the remaining ones. You can go ahead and delete all in case if you want to delete all of them. So you go ahead and count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, and come over here and put 11. So go ahead and run this code, and everything is deleted right now. So you deleted starting from the first index to the last index. Okay, so I believe that all this is good. You can change these numbers and play around with it. The more you play around with this, the more you understand it, and the more you become familiar with all these things, and you can be able to know when to use them in Java programming as you are moving along the way, because it is only practice that can make you perfect. So I usually advise my students to go ahead and practice and practice, and in case you have any issue along the way, please try to use the question and answer sections, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about string buffer insert method in Java programming. In Java programming, we have a method that we can use to insert strings of non-variables anytime, anywhere. And what helps us to do that is what is called an insert method. The insert method will help you as a developer to place your string variables anywhere you want, starting from any index. I have Java tutor, and I created a new constructor SB. I want to use the insert method. Here I want to insert video. I want this to end as Java tutorial videos, and I created AIL space and videos, and I'm going to start from index 10. If you go over here and count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, so the next index is going to add this up. Is going to give me Java tutorial videos. So using system.out.println, I'm going to pass the constructor here, and it's going to print out this. Let's go ahead and run this code to see how it works. So you can see this is Java tutorial videos. If I go over here and change this to start from index 0, it means that all these will be printed out first before Java tutor. Let's go ahead and run this to see this. So you can see that I have these videos Java tutorial never making sense at all. Okay. All right, so I will go ahead and put this back to 10 and run this again, and I get Java tutorial videos. So in this case, you can insert strings in between words or anywhere you want it to appear in Java using the insert method to do that. So I believe that this is clear and you can see this just very before you. So I hope you can practice with it and try out more things, and you're going to get many things along the way. In case if you're having any issue, please use the question and answer sections and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at string buffer replace method. The replace method can be used to replace an entire word in Java programming. Have you imagined where you can say, "Welcome to Java programming," and when you want to display this, something will just come and say, "Hello to Java programming," instead of "Welcome to Java programming." The welcome will be replaced with "hello." So in this way, I created a new constructor SB, and I have a string variable passed here as the argument, and I have Java tutorial inside here. So I want this to display not Java tutorial this time around, but video tutorial. So I'm using the replace method to do this, and this is going to start from index 0 and end with index 5. I have a space. I gave a space here. You should know that space is also a character in programming languages, so that the video will not join with the T for the tutorial when it replaces the word Java. So running this code, I will get video tutorial instead of Java tutorial. I'm using system.out.println to display this for us. Go ahead and run this code, and I will get video tutorial. So I will replace the video with "hello." I'll go ahead and run this. I got "hello tutorial." So you can be able to play around with this, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. You're going to enjoy it so much. So someone else can come over here and change this to 5 and replace this with let's count this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's replace this starting from 5 to 12, and go ahead and run this code. It's going to be Java hello. So I have the L still showing. Take this up to 13 and run this code. It's going to cover everything. So this is Java hello, or you go ahead and put Java video. So running this code again, I have Java video. So you can see I can replace starting from anywhere. Just count the index of where you want to start and go ahead and do this. It will replace that entirely for you. So I hope you really got this, and you can play around with it. If you have any issue, just feel free to let me know. I will get back to you as soon as possible. So at this point, I'm going to tell you to remember to use the question and answer sections, and I will going to get back to you again. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. So in this video lecture, we'll completely be discussing about string length method. This is a type of method that helps us to check the length of a string in Java programming. So its main function is to assist us to know how many letter words we've written so far. So I know most of us might be wondering, how can I calculate the letter words and going to know how many I've written at a time? Like when you're writing an essay, they will ask you, it should not be more than 300 or 700 words, all this. But here we'll be looking at the string, we'll be counting at the characters one by one. We'll be not looking at the words entirely, but the characters, we'll be checking them one by one. Okay, so here we have this code just very before us. It's a string variable of hello, and I have this is Java programming course. Using the method hello, I'm going to calculate the length of the character and I'm going to pop it out. So let's go ahead and run this code and see how it works. So you can see that I have the length of this is Java programming course to be 31. So if I go ahead and remove all this and keep this here, I will run this code again, and it says the length is 4. You can see that. So this calculates the length and know how many words, how many characters you've put in, and it gives you the result back. So whenever you want to do this, you use the method length to do this, and you're going to achieve your aim. So I believe that this is just very before you. You can play around with it and you can check it out. In case you have any issue, please do well to put your questions on the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at string concatenation in Java programming. Concatenation is one of the aspects of Java programming language that we use day in, day out. So developers concatenate a lot. Alright, so we concatenate a lot, and that is why concatenation is one of the major aspects of Java programming. What is concatenation? First of all, it is the ability to join two characters together. You can be able to join string, you can be able to join integer values, you can be able to join both primitive and non-primitive data types, but especially it is you can do this in string method using strings. And there is a case whereby you want to display some of something or another thing. All you need is to put a plus sign. So with the use of the plus sign, you can be able to add up as many as you want. So it is unlimited to what you can do with concatenation, because I am trying to find a way to make us understand how we can be able to concatenate, but concatenation is so wide that you can concatenate anything at any point in time. You can put a result together with a string by saying this is the result, and you go ahead and give out the corresponding output using concatenation. So here I have a string variable hello with something like programming is the best. This is where I stop, and using system.out.println, I want this to print Java plus hello. So hello is having the value of a string programming is the best. So using concatenation, we have Java plus programming is the best plus another string of computer language. So if I go ahead and run this code right now, we have Java is the best computer language. So you can go ahead and create another one. Let me copy this. You might say I copy a lot. Yeah, this is to enable us to make sure that we give more example over here. So I will say this is programming in recent years. Okay, so go over here. I will change this because I have a string variable of hello already. I will say, let me give this to be CP. That is going to be CP. So coming over here, I'll put a plus and I'll insert this. So the plus sign is used for concatenation. Go ahead and run this again. I will have Java programming is the best computer language in recent years. So you see, I have my language and in joined together. So come over here and put a space on this place and run this code again. And now I have my in spaced from my language. So I believe that you've seen this, and it's really very interesting that you can concatenate as many things as you want in Java programming using plus sign. So this is all about concatenation. It's not just a big deal to understand, but in case you see if you are still having any issue, try to put your questions on the question and answer sections, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at another method in Java programming called CharAt Method. So it's another type of method in string called CharAt Method. So what this method does is that it helps us to get the index value of any number that we need. So when you get a word and you need the letter of any index, you go ahead and call the index and you get the letter word from there. I have a word called a variable of hello with a string value of Java programming is very interesting. So I want the letter at index 5 to be displayed for me. So if I go ahead and check this, I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm expecting to pop out P at this point. Let me go ahead and run this code, and you can see that the output at hello.charat 5 is P. So I'm using this method to get out any index, any letter at different index. So let's go ahead and put 0 and go ahead and run this, and I have J displayed for me. So in this case, you can display the letters of any of these words using the index value, and that will be displayed for you. So this is all about the CharAt method in Java programming. I believe that you're going to check it out, and in case if you're having any issue, please try to get back to me, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture. In this video lecture, we'll be looking at another type of string method known as the Concate method in Java programming. Okay, we've discussed many types of methods, and Concate method is still one of the best out there. Just the way we use concatenation, this is not meant to be. Here we are using not the plus sign but a method to join two words together. First of all, you go ahead and create a variable name of anything you want, and you go ahead and put your string value and assign it to this variable. I created a string known as con, and here I assign Java is very interesting. That is the value of con. So now I have a method concat, and here it has an argument, a string, and it has something, and it is amazing. So if I run this code, we'll be displaying the variable con, and this has Java is very interesting. So this is what we get. It is different from concatenating with plus sign. This is just entirely different. So let's go ahead and run this code and see how it works. Java is very interesting and it is amazing. So you can go ahead and change out all this. I will go ahead and say Java is very amazing. All right, so Java is very, I'm going to remove all this from here. I'll run this code again, and this time around it's going to display Java is very amazing. So you see that Java is very amazing. So this is the output of the concat method. So this is something you can play around with, and the code is just ready before you. In case if you have any problem, don't fail to box me. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So this is all about the concat method in Java programming under string, and I hope you really understood that. And in case if you're having any issue, don't fail to box me. I will get back to you as I usually tell you. So thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture.